$1 million, the billionaire smirked, tossing the thick stack of bills onto the marble table. Anyone who can calm down Rex gets it. But trust me, no one ever has. The massive Rottweiler barked ferociously, lunging against his chain as servants backed away in fear. Everyone in the mansion knew Rex was untamable. That's when a soft voice came from behind. "Can I try?" The room fell silent. A frail little girl, her hair messy and her clothes torn, stood barefoot at the gate. The billionaire's laughter echoed across the hall. You can't even feed yourself, and you think you can tame my dog?" But the girl didn't flinch. She whispered, "He's not angry, he's scared." Everyone leaned in. No one knew that moment was about to change all their lives forever. The sun was setting behind the towering mansion of Alexander King, one of the richest men in the city. His life was built on control over people, business, and every detail around him. Everything, except for one thing, his dog, Rex. Rex was a giant Rottweiler with a scar across his face, known to have attacked every trainer Alexander ever hired. They called him the Beast of King Manor. Alexander had bought Rex years ago after his wife passed away. The dog was supposed to be a companion, but instead, he became a symbol of Alexander's loneliness. Rex wouldn't let anyone near. Not even Alexander himself. One evening, during a lavish party filled with celebrities and businessmen, Rex broke loose again. The guests screamed, glasses shattered, and the billionaire's patience snapped. He shouted over the chaos. $1 million to anyone who can make this monster calm down." No one moved. Everyone knew Rex's fury. Then, as the guards tried to restrain the dog, a small figure appeared at the gate, a little girl, maybe 8 or 9, clutching a torn blanket around her shoulders. Her face was dirty, her eyes wide with wonder at the sight of the mansion's lights. The guards barked at her to leave, but she spoke softly, "Please. I can help him." Everyone turned. The billionaire frowned, annoyed. "You? What do you know about dogs?" The girl looked up, fearless. "I used to have one. Before we lost our home." Alexander smirked, the crowd chuckled, and cameras rolled. The night had suddenly become entertainment. "All right, little girl," he said, amused. "If you can get near him without losing a hand, I'll double the reward." Gasps filled the air. But the girl simply nodded. She walked slowly toward Rex, who growled, teeth bared. The crowd held its breath. But instead of flinching, she sat down right there on the cold marble floor and whispered, "Hey, buddy. You don't have to be scared anymore." The Rottweiler's ears twitched. His growl softened. No one could believe what they were seeing. The girl reached out her hand, trembling but gentle. Seconds passed like hours. Then, Rex lowered his head into her palm. The crowd erupted in gasps. The billionaire's jaw dropped. The dog who never let anyone close was now curled beside a homeless child. Tears welled in Alexander's eyes, emotions he hadn't felt in years. "Who are you?" he whispered. The girl smiled faintly. "My name's Lily." He just needed someone to listen. The party ended, but Alexander couldn't sleep that night. He kept thinking about the little girl and how easily she'd done what no expert could. By morning, Lily was still sitting by Rex's side, fast asleep, the dog guarding her like she was his own. For the first time in years, Rex looked peaceful. Alexander ordered breakfast for her, and when she woke up, she looked startled to see the food. "You can eat, Lily. You earned it," he said gently. She smiled shyly, whispering a quiet thank you. Alexander asked her where she lived, and her eyes dropped. "Nowhere. My mom passed away last year. I sleep near the old train station." The billionaire's heart sank. She wasn't lying. There was a quiet pain in her voice he recognized, the same pain he'd felt when he lost his wife. Over the next few days, Lily stayed at the mansion. The staff loved her. Rex followed her everywhere, from the garden to the hallways. It was as if the dog had been reborn. Word spread like wildfire. News outlets ran headlines. Homeless girl tames billionaire's wild dog, wins $1 million bet. But Lily didn't care about fame or money. When Alexander handed her the check, she just looked confused. What will I do with all this? I just wanted to help him. Tears welled in his eyes again. For the first time in decades, Alexander felt something pure, something money couldn't buy. He looked at her and said, "Then let me help you instead." He arranged a home, schooling, and therapy for Lily, not out of pity, but out of respect. She'd done something no one else could, not calm a dog, but heal a broken heart. Months passed, and the mansion that was once cold and empty filled with laughter again. Rex ran freely in the garden, and Lily often sat beside Alexander, reading stories. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Alexander whispered, "You know, Lily, I thought I had everything. But you showed me what I was missing, love." She smiled and hugged him, and Rex barked happily beside them. The camera zooms out as the narrator's voice echoes. Sometimes, the richest hearts are found in those who have nothing. And the strongest bonds are built, not with power or money, but with kindness.